Okay, if you've watched a lot of the other videos, you'll notice that I've spoken a lot about studio etiquette and how important it is that you follow that and that you behave in a studio in a manner that is respectful to the studio. And I think that's the best way to get the best work out of an artist and a studio. Having said that, though, what I've not spoken about is how a studio should behave when it comes to its client. That's you. You have the right to coming into a studio and expecting respect. You're a client, you need to be treated that way. Doesn't matter how big, how small, how detailed, how much money you're going to spend, none of those things matter. The fact that you've taken the time to come to that studio says something to the studio. If that studio then reciprocates with a receptionist who is dismissive and rude, and a huge attitude, doesn't allow you to see the artist, you can't talk to them, none of this makes sense to me. You're going to put your skin in this person's hands and you can't even see them. When it comes to design work, you should have enough time to see the design and to make the kind of changes that you want made to the design. All of these things are very important. Getting an artist to acknowledge that he's going to be with you and tattoo you is, I would think, paramount in a studio. The other thing is, you're getting tattooed by this person. If this person doesn't have the time of day to actually come forward and spend some time with you, understanding exactly what you want, then that should set off alarm bells for you. There is another thing. It's one of my major bugbears. I am the kind of person, I sit down, I tattoo, and the only time I'll take a break is if I really need the bathroom. Other than that, I don't. I work. That's your time you're spending with me. The more time you're under the needle, the more painful the process becomes. And that's not pleasant for you or me, because it's not my intention to purposely just hurt you for the sake of hurting you. So when your artist is taking breaks and going out and speaking to somebody else and then having a cigarette, then coming back and then tattooing, and especially the ones that charge you by the hour, then that's a little rude, because they don't switch the timer off when they go and talk to somebody or smoke a cigarette. They're charging you through that whole period. So to be paying for somebody else's bad habits, for me, seems like a ridiculous thing to be doing. This always been a major issue for me. Tattoo artists are just tattoo artists. We're not rock stars. We don't walk on water. We're not fancy. We're just tattoo artists. And you're the client. We should be able to take the time to listen to you and understand what you need. If your artist is not doing that, then get the hell out of there. Remember that getting tattooed is much, much more than just the tattoo. The tattoo, sure, if you have a great tattoo, that's great. But if the experience is shit and you have a really bad time and you argue with the artist the whole way through and you're treated like shit in the studio, every time you look in that mirror for the next 30, 40, 50 years until you die, whenever you see that tattoo, you're going to be reminded of that experience. So that tattoo, that whole process, the whole process of tattooing, not just the tattoo, the whole process from arriving to leaving is important. If all of that's not right, then go to a place that is right. Don't waste your time, don't waste your money. Go to the kind of people that want you around, that want to do the work, that want to engage with you. Those are the right people to get tattooed by. Today there's so many tattoo artists. There isn't a single person out there who isn't better than somebody else. And that goes for the guy who you've chosen to tattoo you. And I often say to people, go look at styles, get the styles that you want. And that guy might be prolific in that style. But I would rather get on a plane and fly to somewhere else and get somebody who's better than him doing that style, who's at least a decent human being. That when I look at my tattoo, I'm reminded of a great experience, not a shit experience. And believe me, I speak from personal experience on this matter. I look down and I see stuff that people have done to me, and all I can remember is just what assholes they were. So be sure, be really certain that that's the person you want to tattoo you, and that's the studio you want to get tattooed in. Thanks.